Hi guys, hello, hello. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump on into this. It's going to be today's love tarot topic. We'll see what this one is going to be all about. We have a King of Cups upright, followed by a Knight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so, well, we have somebody that is ready to just throw open the gates. They're not moving slow. They're not, they actually want someone to approach them. Now, that is a feminine king that we see there. And the reason you saw me cover the image of our character is because they're made out of water, but it still is an undressed character. Um, we have someone who is, I would argue, if they are a masculine, they are using their feminine energy, so the energy of the moon, to gravitationally pull things toward them or someone toward them that they want. They are not the action taker. Even though this is a masculine for the king card, they're depicted as a feminine, and we see them acting not as the action taker, but as the gravitational pull of the moon. So who or what do they want to pull toward them? Justice, Knight of Wands. Interesting. They think this is an odd message on this one, but it's as if this King of Cups, who is very warm, very wonderful, wants a very sexy, flirtatious, divine feminine to come toward them. And what's odd about it is that they feel like there's been an injustice done to them, so they deserve to have somebody come in and flirt with them and make them feel good. They aren't necessarily out there pursuing somebody else, but it feels like this king has a chip on their shoulder. Tell me, what's the deal with the Justice card? Ace of Pentacles. So they may think that some previous person that they were connected to has started a new beginning elsewhere. So now they may want a rebound, but they want to attract someone to them. They don't want to go out and look for somebody. They want to be really warm and loving. Like, they want to be validated that they're a real catch. We have the Hermit sideways. We could have a whole bunch of confusion in this story, because if this is the ex that they believe had a new beginning, I don't think they know what they're talking about. So, and the reason I say that is because that Hermit is sideways. If this is their ex could be possibly a Virgo. This Virgo is not necessarily, they aren't talking to this person, but they have been trying to sort through some things. And on one hand, when they might be ready to talk, but they aren't pursuing a conversation. The King of Cups is not moving toward their Virgo or their Hermit. I'll just call it the Hermit. Why was the Hermit ever on the silent journey in the first place? What happened here? The Fool card, the Page of Coins. Well, it does kind of look like the Hermit has been evaluating, like, I should probably go. I should let go of the King of Cups. I probably should start something new. They really haven't, but they believe that they should. Why, Hermit? Actually, let's change decks. Hermit, why do you believe that you should let go of the King of Cups completely? Four of Wands. Okay, wait a minute. Do we have a ton of crossed wires? Because they say because they're married. King of Cups, you're frustrated and upset. You want some sexy person to come in and flirt with you and make you feel good, kind of as like a get back, because you deserve to be treated good, because your Hermit is not talking to you and is basically, you believe they've had a new beginning with somebody else. But the Hermit hasn't had a new beginning with somebody else. They're thinking, I should leave, I should stay away, and I should have a new beginning because the king is married. Hermit, why do you think the king is married? Four of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Because they didn't accept what I offered. They didn't want to grow with me. They didn't want to build. They didn't want to take a relationship with me to the next level. So they must already be in a next level relationship with somebody else. Ooh, okay, let's take a look. Why? Well, there's a lot of things I could ask, but King of Wands, or excuse me, King of Cups. There isn't even a King of Wands in this story, so forgive me for my misspeak there. Okay, tell me, King of Cups, why would your hermit think that you're married? Page of Wands in the reverse. Hold on. They have no clue that this is what the hermit thinks. Queen of Pentacles. They don't know this. They think that this hermit is like the focal point for them. King of Swords now. This is them. They're saying, no, we're on the they're my person. Okay, but you're still not answering the question. King of Cups. You think that your Queen of Pentacles, who is your hermit, is gone off with somebody else. They think you're married. You seem unaware that they think that, or that you are, maybe you're saying there's no way that they could have seen that. They're my Queen of Pentacles. I was honest with them. But were you really, there's something here where the messenger keeps trying to show you something and you're not listening, or you're not seeing it. Hold on. What is the big problem that exists between these two? Because this is a big problem that exists here. But I don't understand how or where did this difficulty come from. The Hermit in the reverse. Okay, hold on. Where did this trouble come from? The Hermit in the reverse. Somebody let somebody go, or somebody said, maybe it's that something needed to be explained and wasn't to the Hermit. Ace of Coins, the Tree of Life. Again, with this new beginning and this family-oriented relationship thing, I said, where did this problem originate from between these two? And it looks like either they didn't explain something to the Hermit. This would be talking, but it would be like things needed to not be silent. And it had to have something to do with, there needed to be discussion of new beginnings. There needed to be discussion of family. Like there is a big networking, this big webbing of family. Maybe they needed to introduce the Hermit to their family and they didn't. Maybe that's it. So the Hermit ended up feeling like, well, you clearly, I'm your secret, aren't I? You don't want me to know your family. That's kind of what this is starting to look like. They should have handled this differently. They should have brought their person into their life. They should have talked to their person. They should have introduced their person into their own world if they were wanting to make sure that their Hermit didn't feel rejected or like they were a secret. Because it feels like the Hermit, the Queen of Pentacles, ended up saying, you're married. That's what this is. You don't want to move things upward with me because you have somebody. I'm your secret. And they did not dispel this. They should have. This is what the problem was. There needed to be conversation about, you and me were having this new beginning. They should have explained something about, I don't know if this person was very deeply embedded in a family. Well, I mean, everybody's deeply embedded in family. It's family, right? But there was something here where they either needed to explain the ins and outs of their situation, and they needed to start fresh and build something entirely where they started a new connection fully and were dedicated to their Queen of Pentacles, but also that they brought their Queen of Pentacles into their life. The only reason I'm reading it that way is because the Queen of Pentacles is the Hermit is the one who says you're married. And the problem was all surrounding the lack of communication. So, King, do you understand that? Strength card in the reverse, Ten of Wands. It's not whether or not they understand it. They have a bunch of fears. This person hasn't been brave enough or courageous enough to either like really introduce their family to the Queen of Pentacles, or maybe had the courage to, maybe they have a lot of wounding and a lot of problems that stem from family related stuff. But the problem here is that they haven't ever talked to their Queen of Pentacles about all of this. And they've been afraid to talk about all of this. Where's your fear coming from, King? Because I really don't think this king has any business being all bent out of shape when they when they haven't cleared the air with their person. Four of Cups, Nine of Swords. There's something here where they think it'll just be a big missed opportunity if they explain anything. They have all this fear. Okay, so fear is their problem, but they're saying that they basically wanted to be able to keep their silence, not introduce their hermit, their Queen of Pentacles, into their real life, but have their Queen of Pentacles be totally dedicated to them without building and growing properly with the Queen of Pentacles. And then they can get all bent out of shape if the Queen of Pentacles says, I need to let go of this because you're clearly hiding things and you're married and I'm leaving. That's what their situation is. That's what they think. That's a fair reaction. And now they think that they should be able to have somebody flirt with them. I would say that you definitely don't deserve this Queen of Pentacles if you act like that, because this is not love. This is not, you can say you're a king upright twice here, but I don't see how that's love when you are that selfish and you're that narrow visioned on how it would come across to the other person. Why are you so scared to tell either the family that you have this Queen of Pentacles in your life? The Star in the reverse, we just keep getting all of these cards of like wounded energy. Do they live with their family? The Star should be distance. It feels like they've never detached from their family somehow. And so they're still so completely, and if their family is like somehow kind of toxic or keeps them kind of fearful, keeps them feeling shamed or guilted, fearful, all of this, there's something about they had to break away and start a relationship just with the person that they wanted to build with, but they wouldn't do it, nor would they tell her that that's what the real issues were. But now they want somebody to come in and flirt with them. See, that's the one reason I'm irritated with this character. I can be compassionate with all the rest of it, but the fact that they are feeling like, well, I'm not going toward anyone, but I want somebody to come in and flirt with me. Now, maybe they want the Queen of Pentacles to come back in and flirt with them, but I don't read it that way at all. I think they're upset that they think she's moving on and going to go start a new relationship with somebody else, and they feel entitled to, instead of do the thing they should do, which is to basically honor the connection with the Queen of Pentacles that they claim they love, they're instead wanting to do something incredibly unfair, and that is to hopefully find somebody else to make them feel special. Oh, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. This universe, you got to weigh in on this one, because this attitude is no good in my view. And so I'm having a hard time being fair about any more of this. Eight of Wands in the reverse. The universe says there's nothing to talk about here. There's no movement forward. And really, this doesn't bear putting a whole bunch of energy into. Okay. Six of Sacred Circles, because only one person is ever really going to give or has given in this connection, which was probably the Queen of Pentacles trying to give and then realizing that they were going to keep her a secret, that they weren't going to break away from whatever their intricacies were of their family stuff. They weren't going to get the courage up to either move out of their family's home, move away, ever. They would never move away from family, but they still wanted her to be their secret. So they wanted to stay where they were safe, even if it was toxic. And they got to have her, and they're upset and frustrated if they can't have all that. But they're not going to change what they need to change. The universe says there's no point in trying to move towards someone that doesn't want to actually be equal and fair, because we have only one set of footsteps here out in the snow. So if that's it, if this is a done deal, and the Queen of Pentacles does need to move on, because the other person, they are the ones who are stuck. That's what we see. And the real breakdown in all of this is that they remain stuck, and she's saying, I should go, because I think that they're they're living their Four of Wands. They're right where they want to stay. Everything is as balanced for them, even if it's uncomfortable. It's what they find balanced. And so it's me that's got to go because they didn't want to grow with me because they already have the life that they want. She boiled it down pretty astutely, and that's it. So she's done. We have a Five of Cups. They can cry all day over she's leaving me. This is our king crying because she's going to go off and be with somebody else. But they really have no business crying over that because they're the ones who won't make the change. And I think that's what the universe is pointing out here. She deserves to be with someone. They are choosing their whatever their situation. Universe, can you give us one perspective on their choice to remain in this family situation? The Chariot. I don't. Hold on. Let me get one more. The universe says they're not supposed to stay with their family. They're supposed to become a person who's in charge of their own life, choose their partner. So I don't know. Maybe there was something here where, because it felt very much like they lived with their family. They were very interwoven to the fabric of their family's life. And she had to be their secret because either their family wouldn't have approved or something, or they'll never really live their own life until they move, away, until they break away somehow. And it's the time where it's long since been time, because this is the Wheel of Fortune. They met her, and this was somebody that they loved, and this should have, the love that they felt for her should have been sufficient to dislodge them from the fear and the toxicity maybe. But if it's not sufficient and they keep wasting all this time, then they are where they want to stay, right? Even if it's not where they want to be, it's what they're picking. The universe is like this. It is time for them to move on. It is time for them to move out of their family's realm. It is time for them to move forward. It has been time for a long time, actually, but they still haven't. Okay, so for her, universe, what's the message for her? Queen of Swords in the reverse. She's getting bitter and angry, waiting on something or thinking more about this. And I think that's why she really needs to get out of this. King of Cups. Yeah, she's definitely getting angry and bitter because she feels like, but you love me, so how could you not just pick me? This says don't get bitter, don't get mad. Yes, this person does actually love her for what it's worth, but they're so heavily burdened by fears. We saw all those cards of fear, and this says don't get upset, don't get frustrated, don't turn into a negative version of herself because she's frustrated by this, because this situation is not intended for her to like somehow get the short end of the stick. This is a situation where she knows she should let go and move forward, but move forward with compassion. Okay, so somebody that loves me is also maybe still full of fear. Well, that's too bad for them. She's got to hang on to that perspective so she doesn't become a bitter version of herself. That's a very important message on that. Know that they love her as much as they can, but their fears are just too great. Now, as she moves forward, keep focusing on the king that's up ahead for her, a King of Pentacles. She knows it's time to go. She absolutely does. She's got to not worry about what that King of Cups does from her past anymore, because especially she can't get frustrated or angry at them and use that as motive to move forward, because it could, then she'll start out bitter when she meets this amazing King of Pentacles who is a great match for her, and they are calling her forward. There's a reason. We're at this moment in this story where she's being pulled forward to meet somebody else, to meet somebody great. But it's the big caution is don't get angry and bitter. It's unfortunate that King of Cups is still in that energy of fear, even though there's love. So just move forward with warmth, move forward for all the right reasons, move forward toward the right person, and let go of this situation where somebody remains stuck. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.